Good day to all who may be watching this video. I'm Hypersonic55 and today I'm going to be giving you a film review. The film review today will be of the 7th installment in the Harry Potter film series, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. So the Deathly Hallows Part 1 I happened to check out at the cinema earlier on today and I just had to talk about it, because if I didn't talk about it now I'd never get around to it, so we're going to start. The plot of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows basically involves Harry, Ron and Hermione racing against time and their adversaries to destroy the Horcrux, discovering about the Deathly Hallows, the 3 most powerful objects in the wizarding world. So that's basically the summarized version, but there's a lot more to the story than that. There's also other interesting storylines with the heroes of the film, but also the adversaries of the film as well. Now, the overall movie is really good. It is well filmed, and the overall tone of the movie is very dark, very mundane, and you also feel like the movie is not actually going to have a happy ending. There are so many tragedies that befall the characters, in more ways than one. The Harry Potter series, which went from a fantasy family-based movie, has transpired from that to an action thriller-based fantasy movie, to a film that presents themes of loneliness, fear, uncertainty, and hope that everything will work out in the end. And in this film especially, all the characters go through all of the emotions that you would go through in those sort of situations where one is consumed by fear. And with fear comes other forms of emotions that present themselves to not only yourself, but also to your friends around you. The 3 main characters, Harry, Ron and Hermione, go through all of the different ranges of emotions that one could go through. While living in fear, they happen to fight and bicker between each other. There's conflict and resolution in the end. But it's interesting to see how these characters are matured from being best friends to best friends that are at each other's throats, to trying to work through those problems through these dark times. And it's just well acted between all 3 of them. Emma Watson, Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint. They act very well in the movie, and the way in which they act in the movie is very well done. They all come across as very believable characters, and when you're watching the movie you actually feel like you're there with them, experiencing these problems. They happen to travel from one location to the next. It really does feel like these characters are going through an emotional roller coaster. And because of the quest that they have now set themselves on, they know that they have to go through with it no matter what. So it's interesting to see how they tackle these things one step at a time. The action in the movie is just fantastic. The CGI and special effects in the movie is just breathtaking movie. I can't go about and talk about it without going into spoilers, but let's just say there is a good amount of stuff to look at, and all characters that are involved who do go about and bust out their wands do look very fantastic while doing it. A special mention has to be given to Ralph Fiennes, who is just fantastic as Voldemort. As much as he was in the film, I kind of wish that he was in there just a bit longer, because his presence on screen just fills out everybody else. He's literally just a force to be reckoned with. Also, a special mention needs to be given to Alan Rickman, who, as Severus Snape, just looks really cool. It's always good to see him walking about, no matter what he does. He just happens to have that very straight look on his face of assertiveness. And I wish there was a little bit more screen time for him as well. Another special mention has to be given to Helen Bonham Carter, who is just fantastic in the movie. She is larger than life in her role, and it is just incredible. Her character is so strong, so crazy, and so sinister. And you wish too that she would have had some more screen time as well. But otherwise, she is fantastic in the movie as well. Just as she was in The Order of the Phoenix, when you see her on screen, you will remember her after the film is over. Characters are good, the music is very great as well. The orchestral sounds of the soundtrack in this film is very good. Overall, I give this Harry Potter film about 8 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's the best film in the series, but it's pretty much in the top 5. So yeah, that was my review of the movie. Sorry if it sounded a bit messy, but I had only seen the movie just earlier today, so I just had to get around to talking about it at one point. July 2011 couldn't come sooner, as part 2 of the Deathly Hallows is definitely going to be a very interesting part. And of course, all of us that's grown up with Harry Potter over the years will be sad to see the series end after a good 10 years of great fun at the cinema. But you know, as they say, all good things have to come to an end at one point or another. So yeah, bring on the Deathly Hallows Part 2. So yeah, that was my review of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Hopefully you found it informative, and I guess I'll see you guys around. So from me, the Hypersonic55, this is me signing out.